everyone, welcome back to another episode of Southview Voices, a podcast where we highlight the amazing things our school is doing. My name is Meredith, and I'm currently a 6th grader.
My name is Evelyn, and I'm currently a 7th grader. Today we are joined by Liz Stopka, who is here to share a bit about her story. Ms. Stopka is the American Swedish Institute's creative, knowledgeable, and wonderful language programs manager. I know she'll bring great insights to the discussion. In this podcast, we will learn about the culture that plays into her work with ASI.
Oh my gosh. Can you tell us a little bit about the American Swedish Institute?
Yeah, sure. So we are a historic house and cultural center located in the Phillips neighborhood of Minneapolis, so just south of downtown. And it was a house that was built by a Swedish immigrant in the early 90s. And then when he passed away, he left his house to the community. And since then, it's been a gathering place, first primarily for Swedish people and Swedish Americans, but since really the 2000s, we have been opening our doors wider, and our mission is to be a gathering place for all people. So we welcome anybody to come and have cultural experiences with us.
Really cool. How did you find your job there?
Sure. I grew up learning Swedish at a program called Concordia Language Villages in northern Minnesota, and I always loved Swedish, and so I studied it in college. And then I also started to get interested in language teaching and language education. And after I finished my master's in second language education, I was looking for jobs, and there was a job that opened at ASI, running the language program, which is what I do now. And it was the perfect combination of my interest because I get to teach Swedish, but I also am coordinating the other teachers and managing the other teachers. So it's really a fun place to work.
What is their mission?
Our mission is to be a gathering place for all people to explore immigration, belonging, identity, and we are located in Minnesota, but we have our enduring links to Sweden. So we have sort of a local perspective and local connections, but also international connections.
Do you have to be Swedish to visit?
No way. Absolutely not. Anybody can come to the American Swedish Institute, and we think a lot about how we can create programming and events and exhibits that appeal to a variety of interests. So we have everything from like introductory Swedish for people who have never learned anything before, up to advanced, in my department, advanced classes reading Swedish novels. But we also have big events like Midsummer Festival and different ways for people to come in and connect. And we have, visiting artists, often musical artists, but we have like handcraft artists and fine artists. And so there's lots of different ways for people to connect around themes of art, culture, identity, and so on. So we really welcome everybody to come.
Sounds really fun, actually. What message are you hoping to spread with your Swedish language?
I think that it's really important to learn other languages for many reasons. One reason is that it can help you connect to your own history and past, and then also helps you to connect to other people around you. And also, I think it's really beneficial to learn multiple languages as a way to have different perspectives on the world. When you learn a new way to say something, it opens up a new path to ideas in your head. And I hope that my work with Swedish language teaching in particular helps people. Some people that I teach have Swedish heritage or ancestry, so they want to learn more about their family and their family history. But other people are just generally interested in Swedish culture, or maybe they have Swedish friends or they've lived there. And I just hope my work helps people to connect with each other, to learn something new, and to get a new perspective on the world. I speak Swedish, obviously, and then I speak some Spanish, and I've studied a variety of other languages. I wouldn't say that I'm fluent, but I've also studied Polish. I lived in South Korea for a year, and I've studied a little bit of Mandarin, but I only know a few words.
Wow. We're interested in learning about various cultures. What do you want to share with us about yours?
Sure. I think my favorite holiday, Swedish holiday, is Lucia, St. Lucia Day, which is December 13th. I love the holiday because basically there's a choir of people. It can be anywhere from small kids up to adults, and you sing specific songs and you wear these white gowns and everyone carries candles, and whoever is the Lucia for that choir, they wear a candle of crowns. A crown of candles in their hair. And the reason I love it so much is that the whole point of the holiday is to remember that even when it's really dark, December is so dark and cold, it's the shortest day of the year almost, that you remember that there's still light in the world and that we're turning back towards the light. And so I really love the message and the symbolism of the holiday, and also the music is really good, and you get to eat these really delicious saffron buns, which I like. Not everybody likes, but I really like them. So that's probably my favorite holiday, and I especially enjoy it because people in Sweden still celebrate it and have for hundreds of years. Also, people here in Swedish America, so many Minnesotans who have Swedish heritage, also celebrate the holiday, and it's basically the same in both countries. So it's pretty cool.
Do you have to like attend that every year? Is it like every 2 years or 3 years or?
The St. Lucia holiday?
Yeah.
No, so it happens every year. And like, for example, at ASI, we have a choir of kids from like kindergarten through seniors in high school that meet starting in the fall, and they practice together, and then they put on some concerts in December. But if you're in Sweden, many schools have like Lucia Day, they'll just get the kids together, like a class together, and sing, or you could go and listen to like a professional choir. So there's different levels. So many people celebrate it in different ways, but it does happen every year.
As middle schoolers, we experience setbacks and failures all the time. Tell us about a time when you failed at something that mattered, and what did you learn from that?
Yeah, I was thinking about this question, and I thought about, so early in the pandemic when everything shut down, we previously had to teach, or we were teaching our classes in person at ASI, but then obviously we couldn't do that anymore because we couldn't meet with people. And so I really had a moment of, well, I think we can do this online, but I've never used Zoom before, and a lot of my students didn't have those technology skills either, and some of my teachers didn't either. So it was really daunting to try to figure out how we could do that. But I just jumped in and started and tried things, and it was kind of a rocky start at the beginning to get everybody used to using the technology, and for me to teach, and for my students to figure out how to mute and unmute, as you guys probably remember from when you had to do that too. And so it was really tough, but ultimately it worked out really well, and also resulted in something that I never thought was possible, which is now we still have virtual classes at ASI, and we have students from all over the US. We have like over 35 states represented, and also I have a couple of students in Sweden and France, and I had one in Sri Lanka and India. So we have students joining us from all over the world. So even though this at first was really daunting and challenging, and I definitely failed in some ways, it ended up being much greater than I ever could have imagined. So I think I learned from that to just, like, even if you don't have the skills, or you don't think you have all the skills right away, to just try something anyway and see how it goes. And you can always refine and move in a new direction.
And thank you for joining us.
For sharing your story and letting us learn with you about your culture and how it shows up in your work.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.